And now, let's dive in to the Splash Live.
Well, good morning and welcome to the Splash Live. Dave Scott here. Thank you very much for joining us on a rainy, smoky Thursday here in the Greater West Bloomfield area. We'll check our weather and get into a lot of big stories as we head into the 4th of July holiday weekend. A lot of us maybe even sneaking off after work today. So good time for all of us here in the Greater West Bloomfield area. Good morning and thank you very much for watching the Splash Live, part of 90 Minutes Live and local television here each and every day. I'm here till 10 o'clock today. Tyler Keefe in with the MegaCast at 10 o'clock for another hour. So an hour and a half of stories that impact you right here at home. Won't find it anywhere else except on Civic Center TV. Easy to watch us across a number of platforms, and that includes where we've always been on cable television on Comcast Channel 15 for over 20 years. You can also, if you're an AT&T subscriber, find us over on Channel 99. Anywhere around Metro Detroit, there's a little bit of a menu system AT&T has set up. You need to go to pick your favorite community. Easy to watch us on a lot of other platforms now in the modern era. The website, civiccentertv.com, where we're streaming live, and all of our archives are there, and you'll find a complete rundown. Our brand new interactive program schedule is right there as well. I really encourage you to check it out. You can find out when our programs are going to be on and schedule your day and your week a little bit better. Also, we are streaming live on social media each and every day. It includes Facebook. Look for Civic Center TV there, and the same thing over on YouTube. And we got a lot of archives in both of those platforms as well. We are live on the radio on our own radio stations, 89.3 Lakes FM until 10 o'clock. And then after 10 o'clock, we are joined by The Biff, and we thank them for joining us on part of our broadcast each and every day. So just tune down to the bottom of your FM dial and you may find some of our shows. So let's start with a look at the weather, and there is rain falling right now in our area. Can't really tell today whether it's the rain and the clouds associated with them or all the smoke that we've been having. 63 degrees is our current temperature. Warming up quickly though today. We'll be up to 85 and some intermittent rain today and tomorrow. Look at that, 89 degrees. But the rain will all move out for the weekend. Saturday, we get off to a great start for the 4th of July holiday weekend, 85 degrees and plenty of sunshine. It's going to be great on our area lakes. Taking a look at the rest of the 4th of July holiday forecast, it is really going to be absolutely terrific. Sunday, we will have 78 degrees, Monday, 84 degrees, and 89 degrees, and it should be a really nice day for the fireworks on the 4th of July. However, we'll run this down for you tomorrow. A lot of our communities, we don't all schedule our fireworks on the 4th of July, all on the same night. So different communities, different nights for the fireworks. I'm sure you'll have an opportunity to get out and enjoy it, and the weather will not be an obstacle. And I believe, and I don't have the report in front of me as to the forecast for the smoke over the weekend, but I do believe that that is going to be clearing out. Speaking of that, I need to get my glasses on for this one because this is a very detailed report from the National Weather Service, but they in the state of Michigan have issued an air quality alert in effect all day today, and we're going to have those fine particulate levels. We know this now. This has become part of our vocabulary, unfortunately. A PM 2.5, and that means, as you've heard the last couple of days, that we have some of the worst air anywhere in the world right now, unfortunately, due to the Canadian wildfires and just the way the weather systems are set up. It's blowing the smoke in. And that's why you get sunsets that look a little bit like this one right here, with that really orange sun, and hopefully, I mean, that was a clear sky night when I shot that. So hopefully this is going to be improving over the 4th of July weekend. If you're traveling around the state of Michigan, these same alerts are in effect for virtually every community here in the state of Michigan. We'll keep an eye on it and report tomorrow. But if you are sensitive to breathing problems and maybe asthma or other, chronic breathing issues, be careful. We're seeing a lot of reports from doctors around our area. The people are coming into the hospitals, the emergency rooms, and doctors' offices that are certainly being bothered by the particulates in the air. So do be careful. Another day. And it was kind of funny because last weekend I was in northern Michigan and we had the smoke there, and I was inviting some friends over for maybe a bonfire, in the evening, and some more s'mores and the whole thing is, Dave, you're crazy. We don't want to be adding more smoke to the air when there's already all this smoke. So just consider that as you're going through your 4th of July activities. Hopefully this will be all out of the way. We're going to barbecue, have a good time on this wonderful 4th of July holiday weekend. So word from our state representative, Noah Arbit, that as they were working on the state budget, he was able to secure $1.6 million in funding for infrastructure projects in the Greater West Bloomfield Commerce area in the 2023 and 24 budget. Noah says a larger investment than any community that he represents over the past decade. And that's not an entirely big surprise. Good job, Noah, to bring some of these projects right back here to West Bloomfield and especially Keego Harbor and Commerce Township. But we do have more money right now available because of all the bills and the federal legislation that we passed. So, but again, still good. Thank you, Noah. We appreciate what you're doing, and we'll try to get you on the air and talk a little bit more about the details and the upcoming state budget and what it's going to mean for projects right here in the Greater West Bloomfield area. C. Myers, the former president and CEO of American Motors Corporation, AMC, a West Bloomfield resident, passed away earlier this month at his home right here in West Bloomfield, 94 years old. At 1977, the year I graduated high school, he was 49 years old. Myers became the CEO and president of AMC, making him one of the youngest leaders of any automaker in our country. After American Motors, Myers found his second passion as a professor at Carnegie Mellon University, his alma mater. He also ran a consulting business and published When It Hits the Fan, Managing the 9 Crises a Business May Face, a book filled with corporate crisis stories, including many of them that they had at AMC, and that they had a couple. So, I mean, when I think of AMC, 2 big things come to mind. Of course, we got this picture of this car right here, and that's the Pacer. Now, if you're not of my era, you probably don't remember that car, but that was kind of an innovative car at the time, and it was ridiculed a little bit, but I thought that was the coolest car. Unique design, all that glass. I mean, this was a precursor to so many of the cars that we drive right now. Very, very innovative. When you take a look at that was like one of the early hatchbacks, okay? And so much bigger and wider and a lot more spacious than probably one of its competitors at the time, the Pinto. But when you saw that car, the Pacer, coming down the road, there was no question at all. It was an AMC product. The other thing that for all of us around here that just brings home AMC, it's that huge building that is no longer, of course, the AMC headquarters, but was the AMC headquarters, the big glass tower at Northwestern and 12 Mile Road that really is an icon on our skyline in Oakland County and in our area. So we salute Mr. Myers and one of our residents in West Bloomfield, and our condolences to his family, but we thank him for his huge contributions to the automotive industry. You know, we're probably not gonna, let's be honest, I mean, you think of the automotive industry, you think of the Fords and the Iacocas, but for us here in West Bloomfield, he will always be near and dear to us. Well, let's talk about the cars and now transition to the cars we drive and getting down the road every day. We have a huge construction project coming up, and I tell you what, why don't I take a moment, get a sip of coffee, we'll take a quick break, and then I'm going to walk you through in detail the construction project that is going to snarl up Orchard Lake Road traffic in the Keego, Orchard Lake, Sylvan Lake area, and give you all the nitty-gritty and the details. And this is going to kick in right after you get back from the 4th of July holiday. So it's important you have all this information. We'll share it with you in just a moment. Splash continues right after this, right here on Civic Center TV.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live. Like what you see? Beautiful works of art, masterworks of metal, and accomplishments of artistry will be on display near you. All kinds of artists from all walks of life come together to celebrate their skill and appreciate their work's beauty. Hot Works presents the 2023 Orchard Lake Fine Art Show. Stop by July 29th and 30th between 2 and 10 p.m. between Powers and Daly off of Orchard Lake Road.
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut. The one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, sure, I can have a drink. Or the feeling that says, okay, I've been drinking. Now what? It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed. Better leave the car when it's time to go. Plan ahead. Catch a sober ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
And now, back to the Splash, live.
Well, good morning and welcome back to the Splash Live. Dave Scott here on Civic Center TV. Look, I know better. I do. I use this app, Waze, and it's nice because in my car it connects right up to my dashboard panel. If you have a modern car, you probably have something very similar. And I'm telling you, now is the time to use that and just keep it handy for getting around just our community. I mean, I always gravitate to it when I'm going somewhere I don't know, and usually it's a long trip. But I don't really use it when I'm running around West Bloomfield. But you might want to get your app out, keep it in your car, and keep it ready. I mean, just another really quick side story. I was having dinner with Tyler at Buffalo Wild Wings at 14 and Orchard the other night, and was giving him a lift home. And he lives out in the Walled Lake area. And, you know, I couldn't go down 14 Mile. Then I went over to 13 Mile. There was construction there. And we were weaving and moving, just trying to get out. And you get on the wrong road without planning. There's construction in so many areas. That's good because we're glad to see the roads get fixed up, but it can be really inconvenient. And if you're traveling, I was fortunately traveling in the evening. If you're traveling during a difficult time of day from a density issue with lots of other cars, be careful. So here's the one to keep an eye out now. Orchard Lake Road construction going on. They're going to be resurfacing and rebuilding the roadway south of Commerce to Middlebelt Road. So Commerce Road, of course, is right by what was the Abbott Middle School, which is now Roosevelt School. Orchard Lake Schools right there, that intersection. Down Orchard Lake Road, around through the curb, and back out to Middlebelt. So that includes Orchard Lake, Keego Harbor, and Sylvan Lake, and that is the main thoroughfare right through Keego Harbor and Sylvan Lake, connecting to Telegraph. And a lot of people are using that road, of course, every day just to get around and get to work. So big construction project begins July 6th, right after the holiday. Road Commission for Oakland County, in partnership with West Bloomfield Township, Orchard Lake Village, Keego Harbor, and Sylvan Lake, will make safety improvements and resurface Orchard Lake Road from south of Commerce Road to west of Middlebelt Road starting on the 6th. During the first 35 days of construction, Commerce Road will be closed at Orchard Lake Road. So, I mean, they're going to totally close it there. And northbound, eastbound Orchard Lake Road will close to traffic from Commerce Road south to Roycroft, but will remain open in the southbound, westbound traffic lane. Look, I don't expect you to remember all this, but let me just let you know there's going to be significant closures. They not only need to resurface the road, but they also need to be able to do some of the underground work, do some of the fixing along the side of the roads, or working on curbs, and a ton of other things. So here's a really good picture just to remind you. Jared, you can bring that up. Here's a really good reminder of one of the intersections that's really going to be a challenge. That is the intersection right at Commerce and Orchard Lake Road. Go ahead, you can pan around a little bit. If you pan to the right there, Jared, see, that's taking you back toward Orchard Lake and West Bloomfield. Over on the right over there is the Orchard Lake Schools. And then, sure, keep spinning around in that direction. And then there's Commerce Road coming up from out in the lakes area there. And if you keep spinning around over to your right, there is what is now Roosevelt School. And this is a really key, busy intersection. So this is essentially where the construction starts. Commerce is going to be closed. And then as you start going down, I don't know if you just move down the road with that tool. If you can, just move right down Orchard Lake Road. Yeah. So then all of this area is going to get changed. Now, what they're going to do, this is great, Jared, thank you very much. What they're going to do here is, and just keep going up a little ways if you don't mind, because there is a big, huge turn and a traffic light that is coming up here. But just pan over a little bit to the left so we can see the lanes here. There we go. So basically what they're going to do, you can see there are 2 lanes in both directions. They're going to get rid of that and add a center turn lane, and that's really going to be helpful. Like right up coming up with this traffic light, or if you're turning into any of the businesses, or you need to turn on Cass Lake Road coming up right around the corner. It's been very difficult. There's going to be 2 lanes on one side, 1 lane on the other side of the road, and then there's going to be a center turn lane. All of that should make this area much easier, and as you can see, we're going right into Keego Harbor now. This is a very, very busy area. So again, this is going to start on the 6th of July. 1.4 mile project includes converting the road from 3 lanes westbound, southbound, and 1 eastbound, northbound to a continuous center lane. So all of this is going on. It's going to take a lot of time. They've got to make ADA upgrades. The contractor is Cadillac Asphalt. We see their trucks all over the area. They do a really nice job. They're right here in our area. 52,300 vehicles a day are carried on this stretch of highway. So going to want to keep up to date. Get the app in your car so you can find your way around, get a good route, and then the other thing you can always do is check in for progress on the project with the Road Commission for Oakland County. Their website is rcocweb.org. Road Commission for Oakland County Web.org, rcocweb.org, and we'll keep in touch with them. They're fantastic. Had them on the show earlier this week, and again, we'll continue to talk about it. The construction starts the 6th of July, and it's going to be a handful, so start thinking about some alternative routes. Congratulations today to our West Bloomfield Middle School, named the 2023 Model School by the International Centership for Leadership in Education. West Bloomfield Middle School staff was there at an event in the Orlando World Center in Florida receiving this. There's our good friend Lisa Graff from the staff at West Bloomfield Middle School holding their big congratulatory sign. This is just one of a number of awards and accolades we've received here in West Bloomfield. Amazing building, amazing layout, great staff, and amazing education going on there. That building is a model for the modern school in our country, and a lot of people are looking at it, and as you can see, the country is recognizing the fine work we're doing right here in West Bloomfield. Lisa, congratulations to you and the rest of the team at West Bloomfield Middle School. Now take a day off. It's summertime. It's the 4th of July. Okay, so 4th of July weekend is coming up, and I know right here in our area what we do is we get out on the boats and have some fun. Here's a picture we'll get for you up in a second here of the Oakland County Sheriff on Cass Lake with the mayor, Keego, Rob Kalman. And Rob reminds us that Cass Lake is the largest, deepest, and busiest lake in the area. And if you don't know that, just go out on the 4th of July and you will see. Rob says our city's been inundated over the years on summer weekends, especially on long holiday weekends like the upcoming 4th of July weekend. Population in our area understandably doubles, and the Keego Harbor Police Department does a really good job, but the Oakland County Sheriff is out there patrolling the waters, and there's a lot of fun going on, but you know, things get a little crazy and out of hand. So good to know that the Oakland County Sheriff will be out there, and rest assured the Oakland County Sheriff will be patrolling lakes. They'll be patrolling all of our lakes, but Cass Lake and Sylvan Lake, because they get so busy, especially Cass, is always going to get a lot of attention. So for those of us that live in the community that are on these lakes all the time, do our very best to set a good example and make sure that we're obeying by all the rules of the road and the rules of the water. Now, just one other note, the Oakland County Sheriff are part of a national program that happens every year over the 4th of July weekend. It's called Operation Dry Water. And there's a lot of additional funding to get additional patrols out on the water. So good opportunity to remind all of you law-abiding citizens right here in our area that it is illegal to operate a boat under the influence of alcohol or drugs, and that even includes if you're out canoeing, if you're out on a rowboat, if you're out on a kayak. So just, understand the rules, be very careful. The .08, the same rule that we have for driving automobiles applies for boats. And I think that a lot of people don't really understand that rule, and maybe they do and they don't really follow it. They're on the boat, they're having a good time. A designated driver is really important for boating. We don't want to have any incidents here on our lakes. We have these wonderful lakes in our area. It's part of what we're known for. So make it a wonderful and safe weekend. And I'm sure if you're out on the water, you're going to see the patrols from the Oakland County Sheriff. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be back with more. Splash Live continues right after this. Good morning. I'm Dave Scott.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live.
Looking for a midweek meal? Keep the bag lunch at home this summer and enjoy street food in your neighborhood with Food Truck Tuesdays. Enjoy cuisine from around Michigan outside the WB Parks and Recreations Activity Center with a different vendor every Tuesday, like Vegged Out on July 11th. All summer, every Tuesday, Food Truck Tuesday. This community update from Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Wondering what to say to someone who's been sexually assaulted or abused?
I believe you. I'm so sorry this happened.
It's not your fault.
Confidential and anonymous help is available at the Michigan Sexual Assault Hotline. Connect with us 24/7. Call 855-VOICES-4 or text 1-866-238-1454 for help. Learn more at michigan.gov/voices4.
I don't know why you're so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
You gotta stop with that depression stuff. That's what white people think.
You all right?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you want to talk about it?
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
Watch Civic Center TV with our brand new live captions. To turn on live captions, go to civiccentertv.com and click Watch Live. In your web browser, click on the Options tab in the top right and find the Accessibilities tab. Then just switch on live captions to heighten your enjoyment of our local programming. Thank you so much for watching Civic Center TV. And now, back to the Splash Live.
Good morning and welcome back to the Splash Live. Dave Scott here in our Civic Center Splash Live studios. Thank you very much for watching and listening, whether you're tuning into the radio right now or you're watching us on Civic Center TV or one of our social media or web outlets. Great to have you here. Don't forget Tyler Keefe will be in just a couple of moments, and more live local content for you each and every day, and this repeats several times throughout the day. So if you're catching the tail end of our broadcast, go to civiccentertv.com and to check the schedule, and you'll likely hear it on the radio again later on today and again on TV and our on-demand areas available. One of the great pleasures I have in doing this job is highlighting the amazing people in our community. And it's really easy to get excited about a high school football player, a guy like Samaj Morgan, whose picture I think we can bring up here. We just had it. Very easy to get excited about a high school football player, especially one that's really great, that's heading off to the University of Michigan to be a wide receiver in that program. Join one of our other great talents, Donovan Edwards. I'm not sure that's the right picture there of Samaj in that picture that we have on right now, but we do have his highlight reel. Let's roll this. And this is a highlight reel that actually came from fans, and this isn't our video from our coverage of the games. There's a wonderful Samaj Morgan touchdown and you're going to see another great play by Samaj. Not only, by the way, was he a great receiver for the Lakers, but as we ran into injuries, he was able to step in and do a really remarkable job as quarterback. So he's got a brilliant career ahead of him at the University of Michigan, getting free on passes like that, and really having an amazing. He'll have an amazing run out at U of M. Now it's kind of a competitive room there with the wide receivers at Michigan, but I'm sure Samaj over his career will make some noise. The reason I bring it up today is to talk about the rest of his life and the other things that he's doing. And that was the highlight of a story in the Detroit News written by Angelique Shingelis not too long ago. And if you haven't seen it, I advise you to go take a look and look up the archive. Just look up Samaj Morgan, Detroit News. It'll pop right up there. And just reading a couple of words from her story, Michigan freshman receiver Samaj Morgan looked around the field at West Bloomfield High School on Saturday and saw a couple of hundred youngsters running and learning football drills as part of a camp that he ran supporting his foundation. This is a 17-year-old, high school senior. He's got a foundation, he's got a camp, amazing. Morgan, who recently turned 18 and is a West Bloomfield High School graduate, created the Samaj Morgan Foundation to make charitable contributions and to work with children as well as adults in need. In May, he had his first Mother's Day give back and provided gift bags to mothers who had lost their children. And just a couple of weeks ago, he had his first Father's Day gift back on Father's Day. The foundation is important to me, says Samaj in the Detroit News, because I get to give back and help people. It's in my heart. It's what I like to do. I'm glad I'm in a position to give back. And in this world where we see so many athletic figures, politicians, people in business, people in all areas of life have everything be about me, it's fantastic to see a young man at the very beginning of his career just have everything all lined up really well. Going to a good school, had a great run in high school, has possibly a brilliant career ahead of him on the field. Who knows? That can go either way, of course. And regardless of all that, has the wherewithal to understand, because he was, I'm sure, brought up very well, met his parents, great folks. I'm sure has the wherewithal now to make a real difference in the community. So, Samaj Morgan, congratulations, setting a good example not only for all of us, but for your fellow students, and having a great impact in the community. And thank you very much for all you do. Another great story. Here's just a quick clip of that story in the Detroit News we can show you. Michigan freshman wide receiver Samaj Morgan earns respect on and off the field. Great article, great story. I advise you check it out. So that's it for us today. Thank you very much for tuning in. Be careful out there. A little rain today, and still, again, we have the smoke from Canada in our area. So if you're having any breathing issues at all, be careful. Might be a good idea for you, if that applies to you, to stay inside and not spend too much time outside. That's going to be it for the show. See you tomorrow morning here on the Splash Live.